The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Go into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome, race fans, into Championship Monday night, where the Numb Thumbs Racing League Cup Series finishes its season off with a bang here tonight at the old version of Atlanta. That's right, we're in for some high speed, none of this draft action packed bull turd stuff that we come used to from the new paved. Oh, this is throwing it way back where tire management is going to be key. And it's going to get slick and hot on out there. So we were in store for a fantastic championship race here this evening. Of course, we're also taking the time here tonight to also remember 9/11 and those victims and those heroes that rose from that day. And of course, we all again pray to be the nation that we once were back on September the 12th, and we were all coming together. So we look forward to having everyone share their experiences and do all that kind of stuff here on this day, and we're getting ready to get it all started. So let's go ahead and kick things on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud race sponsors here of the NTRL, just like DEP Graphics. Be sure to go check them out for some fantastic custom paint schemes coming out of that garage every single day. Thank you to DEP Graphics for your support all season long. Of course, as well, Sim Gear Central as well. Some fantastic button boxes to help aid in whatever sim experience you're trying to get into, whether it's flight sim, farm sim, truck sim, iRacing sim or even the Sims, be sure to get one of the best button boxes around over there from Sim Gear Central. Of course, big thank you as well to Track Bar Media as well. Some amazing photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. Be sure to go and check them on out and check out all their options to get some fancy stuff made of your racing stuff. And big thank you to Track Bar Media. Of course, big thank you as well to Martin Sports, the best custom sporting apparel out there in the business. Get you and your team all geared on up for the upcoming season, whether that's for your your fantasy league or whatever have you. Got a whole bunch of good stuff coming on out, so be sure to head on over to Martin Sports and get yourself some customized sporting apparel. And of course, Davidson Builders, the premier custom builders up there in the northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a shout out if you're looking maybe to do a whole home remodel, do a little extension, or even just change out the kitchen sink. Be sure to give Davidson Builders a call and let the professionals do the A+ quality work that you will love once when it is all finished on up. So big thank you to Davidson Builders. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my two best friends, one of which up here in the booth with me is our brew master in general, Mr. Alan English, in the booth here tonight. And a little bit of an odd choice, one that we weren't quite expecting to see on the schedule here, especially for a championship race, but we'll return to the old Atlanta before everything got repaved and ruined. We come back to a fantastic kind of mile-and-a-half racetrack here tonight there, Phil. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, give me a second here, because the Discord isn't coming through. I just noticed that, so let me mess around with a few things. Oh. Yeah, at least the music's playing. You know, can't. Yeah, it's audio property. Let's see here. And oops, close that. No. Well, it's not quite working the way I want it to, so guess what? We're just gonna have to go the old-fashioned way here. Give me 2 seconds. I had the Discord update today, and I think it screwed some things up. Okay, now the folks at home can hear y'all, but English, if you want to do a quick rewind of what you just said.
I already forgot.
Oh,
no. We, as you said during your monologue, you know, we kind of didn't expect to see this as a finale track at the end of a season. But I think it's a great choice because it really covers a lot of aspects of iRacing. You know, a lot of the different skill sets. You you have to conserve tires because this place is like driving on a cheese grater. It's going to tear the tires up. You're going to have to pay attention to your fuel strategy. There is a little bit of drafting involved here at the old Atlanta. You're going to have to deal with traffic. I mean, it's I think it's better to have it here than maybe have it at a Daytona or a Talladega, where luck's going to play a lot bigger. It's not everything, but it weighs heavier than it does at a track like this, which is going to be very, very technical. So Glad to see this as a choice here, and kind of cool to see the old Atlanta once again. We haven't seen it in a while, so I think it's going to be a great race.
And that indeed is down there on pit road. Mr. Adam Turner, our anchor management specialist himself, locked in on pit road. And Adam, it's a very close run here for the championship. It is still very much left up for grabs. Do you think any of those emotions might spill over here tonight?
I mean, I hope so. I hope somebody that's gonna in the top turn somebody to get to the top. Let's just bowl over our friends and enemies to get to number one. That's the American way. We need to kick the other guy in the face when he's down and win, right? Ew. Isn't that how it's supposed to go? But no, I really thinking it's going to be awesome. These guys are class act. They're not going to do any of that nuttiness. But I'll tell you this, everybody's got their 9/11 story, and I'm not going to tell mine. But I want to I wish we could go back to that day, like you mentioned in the monologue, September 12th. Everybody was waving American flags. I don't care how much money you made, what side of town you were from. We all were one, and we need to get back to that because I'm tired of this divisiveness. That's what they want. That's what the elites want. They want us to be divided. We're all the same. We're people. Doesn't matter where you come from, your background, your color, your creed. This is America, and let's celebrate it tonight here with an awesome race at Atlanta, the old Hotlanta. We're always at Daytona, it seems like. Here's the rules. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel, 3 total sets of tires. That's going to be an interesting factor there. 18 incident points, you get a penalty. 25 incident points, you'll be disqualified. It's 125 laps, which is pretty long. And the problem here, 124 degrees out on the track. It's super hot out there right now.
Ooh, hot indeed, but that sunshine is shining. No rain in the forecast causing any problems for these drivers. As tonight's key to the race, man, just finish the season off strong. If you're in it for a chance of the championship, man, just focus on your car. Make it to the end all clean and free. And after that, man, you just let the dice kind of roll as the field finishes up qualifying here. Means we're pretty much all ready to get all locked in.
Ready to grid this thing up, and
heck yeah.
Our starting lineup here is it's not a very big field here tonight. 18 cars only.
That's good though. I think for where we're at there, Brown.
Sure.
Don't you think? I think we're sitting pretty.
Yeah. I think we are indeed. Speaking about sitting pretty, the 66 of Drew Blaze is going to start this one off up on the front here on pole position. He's going to add the 315 of Mr. Zach Millett starting to his outside in second. 64 Joe Hoggard, currently your leader in the clubhouse in the points, but has a lot of work left for him to do here tonight. Starting in third, he's going to have the 53 of Kevin Delia, who just snuck into that final 10 with a win from last week. He's going to start here tonight in fourth. 00 of Joe Bennett has a pretty good starting spot here tonight in fifth, with the 9 of Tommy Welsh. He's looking to try to hunt down that 64 machine here this evening. He's going to get things started in sixth. Seventh will be the 2 of Mr. Scott Milner, also in that chase. The 78 of Brian Boyd, he's out here to show off some of his muscle as well tonight, starting in eighth. In ninth is the 99, Mr. Albert Anderson, America's driver. Always love seeing him on out there, starting inside that top 10. And of course, the Mac Daddy, Mr. Mark Collins in the 45, getting things started off in the top 10.
The 1 machine of Derek Welch will start in 11th place. 12th will be PJ Cox in the 05 car. The 79 car, Jarrett Woodard, will start in 13th place. Outside row number 7, Chris Klein in the 51. Dana Shepard in the 44 will start in 15th place. 16th will be Chris Gones in the 41. And making up your last row there, row number 9, Jonathan Hammond in the 13 and Skylar Harrod in the 48.
And there you have it, your starting grid here from Hotlanta tonight, as these drivers start to move their way along behind the pace car. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. Of course, if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time we go live. You're not going to have to wait very long for more NTRL action, because the championship race for the Super Speedway League is coming up on Sunday, and then the Xfinity Series starts up immediately on Monday. So we are going back-to-back series here and looking forward to a great time over there in those Xfinity cars. So definitely sign on up. It's absolutely free and it just alerts you to any time we go live. And if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button here as well.
Dude, this has been a great season here in these next-gen cars. I know that I'm somewhat skeptical of the durability of these machines, but I think it makes for some pretty clean racing here this season. And the guys really, made a good season out of maybe not the best platformer cars, but I know a lot of guys like it, though. I know a lot of guys like this platform. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. They did extend the yellow an extra. I think maybe just doing some last-minute penalties and whatnot. So while they're looping their way on around, let's go ahead and take a quick look at that points situation all the way over on the left-hand side of that banner. You can see there Joe Hoggard with that 3-point lead over Mark Collins. Tommy Welch there as well, just 4 points back. Drew Blaze is there. PJ Cox is in it with a chance. Jonathan Hammond with a kind of outside chance, but he's still got a shot at it. Same thing with Scott Milner, Dana Shepard, and Chris Gones. So, these guys just got to keep it all locked on in, and should be a pretty good race. Normally, we typically don't see this close of a finish here at the ends of these seasons. So, seeing it very close like this, and people are actually racing for something, oh man, it's going to get really good out there.
I don't think anyone is mathematically eliminated. I think if the field got flipped and you had some DNFs, I think it's still technically anybody can still win this race, but we'll see. It's not like very likely, but but definitely the top 4 or 5 guys. It's anybody's race here.
And that indeed is. Here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Coming at you from Atlanta, the 66 and that 315 off to a great, the 66 and the 64 off to a great start. And here comes up the bottom side, Kevin Delia as well. Almost made it 3 wide there for a split second as they make their way on down the back straightaway as Joe Hoggard tries to fight with the 66 of Blaze for this lead. Tommy Welsh making up some moves here, trying to get whatever positions and points that he can here tonight as the field completes lap number 1, still fighting side by side for this race lead.
Still see some guys fighting, even though the field is small and it's subject to the spacing out and stuff here, but these guys still fighting for every position here towards the beginning of this race, keeping it too wide.
Yeah, they're fighting, but is somebody going to wear those tires down too quickly? 3 total sets of tires. That's a crazy train right there, just like Ozzy Osbourne says. That's one of my favorite songs, by the way. Everybody loves that. Crazy train. But, 3 sets of tires total. That's going to be a tough night for these guys. They're going to have to kind of balance that part out. With the heat on the track, I think we're going to see some crazy mayhem.
All right, some crazy mayhem indeed, but we are definitely already seeing kind of the single file action come on out now as it is, as the PJ Cox 05 machine tries to maybe take on the 51 of Chris Klein a little bit here, falling back into line again. This is kind of the old racing that we got accustomed to before the repave. Everyone trying to single file out as quickly as possible, maybe make a couple moves here and there, but either way, everyone's trying to do a little bit of something extra here tonight.
40 plus laps on a set of tires. That's a tall order for a rough 1.5 mile track like this.
Yeah, is that going to match up with their fuel? 65% fuel, I'm guessing maybe right. Should be in the ballpark, but I'm no mathematician or anything. But I love the paint schemes out here. Look at the 05 PJ Cox. I know it's a Lone Star Racing paint, but it's red, white, and blue. He's getting a little squiggly out there with it. I love all the 911 or America paint schemes, and we'll look at them here as we go through the race tonight.
That indeed. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the 44 Dana Shepard's isn't quite coming up correctly here based on what I believe his is supposed to be, but 64 Joe Hogger definitely running a fantastic one out there, as well as the 53 of Kevin Delia sitting there right there behind him.
Yeah, I filled out a lot of paperwork at work today, and every time I put the date on something, you get that feeling, thinking about what happened, 22 years ago now already. So
Yeah,
it gives me chills.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was something, and I mean, it's always going to be debated, whatever, whatnot. I don't care, but like I mentioned before, and Brown really hit this home. We were all one. We were united as a country. I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. It doesn't matter. It still shouldn't matter today, and they're making it matter. Let's take a deep breath and try to rewind. You shouldn't not be friends with somebody because they're of a different social status or they vote a different way than you. You should listen to each other. Pay attention. I don't care who you voted for. Don't be mad at me who I voted for, but let's hear each other out. I think we all have more in common than we do not in common, So that's just my little spiel on that.
Yeah, and
Yahtzee.
I always pegged you for a Ralph Nader guy, and I love that about you. He can't respond.
He can't respond. Yeah. Meanwhile, out here on the track, you got the 9 and Tommy Welsh was making a attempt to get around that 66 of Drew Blaze here and try to get out in front of that 64 of Joe Hoggard, but he is looking like a man on a mission. Another man on a mission. That 13 of Jonathan Hammond trying to make up a crap ton of spots. And apparently Aaron Rodgers, within the first drive of the game, has already gotten injured.
Is it the opening game?
Yeah, week 1.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's pretty sad. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat and for watching the stream here tonight at AAA Broadcasting. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all are the reason why we do this, so it's good to see all the folks out there. Derek Donna saying good luck to all the drivers tonight. Dana, have fun and race them hard. And Daniel Parent out here pulling for Shepard as well. Ginger Parent says that on 9/11, Shepard Racing is proud to honor first responders past and present and future who will always run in while others are running out. That's so true. P Perfect 33 says, let's go plus EV. Watch it from Austin, Texas, playing in a poker tournament. 18 left and 15 make money. Well, good luck there, Paul. Hope you do well, bud. Puppet Master says, pleasure seeing you guys here tonight. Let's see, Lahoma Randall out there joining us as well. Saying, we're watching, we're good, we're watching you tonight. Thanks for all that you and everyone has done. That's to Brandon out there. Brandon Boyd, the driver of the 78, who's about to retire from the Army. That retirement, that's just the beginning of your next job. That's what I found out.
You just call him Brandon Boyd?
Brian Boyd. I'm sorry. I meant Brian. Brian. Sorry about that.
What is happening out here? Sorry, I had a little issue.
I can't read.
Did you read any of these cool comments that have come through on the YouTube machine? Okay, you did. Okay, good.
We got all.
Well, I don't know. I had to step away. I got stuff going on.
513 Colonel saying, let's go Boyd number 78. Josh Kelleher's pulling for DEP Racing out there. Mike Goslin, yeah, that's what you just mentioned there, buddy. Aaron Rodgers got injured already.
Why are we laughing at that, though? I mean, is it really... Is that funny?
Let's go Tommy Welch. Bring the ship home for Moody's collision.
Okay.
But in response, it really isn't funny there. So, Kevin Delia getting a little... Funny. Yeah, Kevin...
It's funny. Why'd you spend so much money on this old guy?
Oh, it's like an ironic thing.
It's ironic.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No, I love everybody, all Americans, especially today. Even if they're, kind of a pain in the ass, I still love them.
As the 315 slowly making his way back up through the field. I think he was one of the ones that had to serve an EOL penalty at the start of this one, so he had to shuffle all the way to the back, and now making his way back up to the front, Mr. Zach the Hack Millet. Saw him with his driver camera on up as well. You can also go watch his live in-car feed over on Twitch over at That S4 Guy.
Yeah, that's always cool to watch the driver's perspective, and you get to hear him. I'm assuming he's talking into the microphone there to his viewers, which is kind of a cool, different look. But stay with us too. Watch both. Put one on one screen, put one on the other. Put the Jets game on the other. Since everybody's laughing about the Aaron Rodgers now.
Well,
poor guy. I mean, he's only got millions to help him hurt his injuries. You know.
He's got a mattress stuffed with $100 bills. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got more than that.
The look that is funny though was the Jets head coach Robert Saleh's face when he realized he had to put Zach Wilson in.
Ooh.
That was a pretty good look.
Yeah, well, Bills Mafia too. If this guy Michael likes the Bills, that's a strong thing. I saw a guy around here, and I'm nowhere near New York, and he looked like one of those guys, a juggalo type of guy, and he had a Bills Mafia tattoo on his calf, and I was like, what's going on around here? Are they migrating south for the winter? What's happening? These Bills Mafia guys, we got to watch out for them.
They're snowbirds at heart.
I guess so.
Tommy Welsh and Mark Collins go side by side there for a quick second. Mark Collins getting that spot back. Oh, and Tommy scraping that outside wall a little bit. We're going to see even more of that as this race continues to plug right on along. But yeah, you don't mess with those. I put in ranking of like not just fans, just people in general on craziness and dangerous factor. You got the
danger factor.
You got the Ohio boys. Got to watch out for them. Florida man, you got to watch out for him.
Oh yeah.
Then you got both Tide, Eagles fans, and Buffalo Bills fans.
I think you got a solid list there, Brown. What do you think, English?
Tide fans, give me a freaking break.
Who?
He's
Which
talking about
fans?
Bama fans. Give me a break.
I didn't say Bama.
No, he never said Crimson Tide.
You said Tide. I thought you were talking about Crimson Tide. What Tide are you talking about?
What Tide are you? I'm not talking about any Tide. I said Eagles.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, you misheard.
I heard you wrong.
Go to the. So he said Ohio boys, which we all agree on.
Yeah.
And then he said, what did you say there, Brent? I know you said Eagles, and then a Bills Mafia Tide. They're tied, is what.
Yeah,
that's
Tide. Yeah. Oh, Tide for.
That's a trigger word for me. Roll Tide.
What are you so mad about? I mean, wow. I was wondering, but Brown, I think you're onto something. That's a heck of a list.
Yeah.
For craziness. Man, that was funny though. I was going to take a picture of this guy's tattoo, but then I thought, if he catches me in the act here, it could be a real problem. I don't want to have to, do anything crazy. So I refrained. Go ahead, Brown. 41
of Chris Gones up 11 spots here on the day, moving his way on up into 5th. He's getting around one of the original Florida men, Mr. Double O of Joe Bennett.
Hello, my Randall saying, letting Brian know. Well, off to get boo shirt. Go Brian. And Adam Strom is here saying, evening fellas, not much to say tonight other than never forget those that we lost on this day and all the brave men and women that sacrificed their lives that day.
Yeah.
All the folks that signed up. I mean, after it happened, like, let's freaking go kick some ass.
Right.
Love that part of it as well. And let's see, 513 Colonel says one of the saddest places I ever been is the 9/11 memorial. It's crazy and sad to hear that people are calling their loved ones and leaving voicemails knowing that they're gonna die.
Yeah.
I've heard some of those.
Oh
yeah. No, that's some brutal stuff, but it was, and it's brutal history that we need to know and we need to be aware of and we need to remember. Because if you don't pay attention to history, you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. We don't ever want that to happen again. And there's just some crazy stuff that's gone on since then too. So,
Right.
but we're just remembering that day, and man, it's fun to at least enjoy a race while we're remembering that day.
Yes, the 315 of Zach Millett may have cooked his tires up a little bit too much, trying to scooch his way up through that field, because the 41 of Chris Goins was able to cruise right on by him without too much of a problem. Looks like we did have a couple takers down pit road already. Kevin Delia and Skylar Herod pitting back there on lap 20. They are currently scored that one lap down. As of right now, again, still waiting on the rest of the field to make their first round of pit stops here, but we're on lap 26 out of 125. Most of these drivers, if fuel will allow, will probably, even though the tires won't like it, trying to push this thing on out to as close to 40 laps as possible. As the one of DW, the one-legged wonder himself, gonna have to go have surgery on that left leg of his. Gonna try to sneak around the 99 of America's driver, Albert Anderson.
I guess the pirate peg leg didn't take. Are they gonna
Another-
replace it with titanium or
I would hope.
vibranium, or I don't know.
Vibranium? Is that a thing? Is that real? I've never heard
Yeah,
of
it's-
that
they get it
metal
from-
alloy.
It's mined in Wakanda. Look it up.
Okay, well, I'll take your word on it. Wakanda Forever, isn't that a movie or something? I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm sorry that happened to DW's leg. Is he having another surgery on that thing? I mean, this guy's been through the ringer. I hope he's got like one of those lawyers involved.
Good insurance. Yeah.
Well, I'd like about a $5 million payout, and
It's
then
one of these Louisiana lawyers is what he needs.
yeah, no tort reform there. Just get the money while you can.
I broke my arm and I got $800,000. That's what they do on the commercials down here.
I know, I've seen them. Trust me. Oh,
Good
they're
Lord.
great. They're
Give me a
great.
hammer. I mean,
Oh, somebody hit the wall up there. Probably losing a little bit of grip. 28 laps in, super clean race. Awesome stuff happening out there. But they gotta be feeling a little shaky about it right now. Somebody's in the grass, bro.
Yeah,
13.
Jonathan Hammond taking a quick trip down through the infield. Thankfully, they didn't mess up when they paved it the first time like they did the second time, but Jonathan Hammond able to rejoin the track without too much of a problem there. Did lose a couple of spots, but nonetheless still in it, and a relatively clean car to show for it as well. Meanwhile, here comes that one of DW working his way down underneath the 9 of Tommy Welch here, trying to squeeze on by, which he does.
513 Colonel with another great comment there. 100% of the freedoms that we have, many people in this world don't have.
Yep.
Even just to be on this platform right here tonight, getting to watch some great content, freedoms that our soldiers fought for. There you go.
And they continue to fight, but unfortunately our freedoms they're starting to shrink. There's people that are probably monitoring these platforms, and they don't like certain speech, that we're getting into a weird banana republic thing, and that we need to go back. Sometimes you have to rewind. Let's get back to America now. Come on. This is what it's all about. 9/11 was what it's all about as Americans. Like I said earlier, Brown said, anybody, I don't care where you're from, what you look like, it didn't matter. You were flying that flag, you were chanting USA, and you were mad, right? We were mad as one collectively, and we were united as one collectively. And I just wish we could see that today. And it's kind of sad that we don't.
And I love my bananas with peanut butter on them.
Yeah, like the King peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter banana sandwich. Did he put mayonnaise on his? I can't remember.
They had
Elvis.
bacon on it, and they fried it on the outside like a
I wish people would give. Elvis never needs to go away. That guy was amazing.
Well, he did go away in 1977. I mean,
No, I know, but let's still
he
celebrate
died on the
Elvis.
can.
He had a gold toilet, though. Let's just be honest. It was.
Oh, did he?
If you're gonna go, yeah, it was a gold toilet.
Well, I mean, that
So I mean, if you're gonna go on the
toilet
toilet,
buried on that thing,
I mean, yeah, might as well. I don't know how we get to where we get to, but we are celebrating America. Let's celebrate America and the championship race. Numb Thumbs Racing League, Next Gen, Atlanta, Old Atlanta. What happened there?
Ooh,
Ooh,
slipping.
grass.
Yeah, slipping and sliding from both the 51 and the 05 of PJ Cox. We actually saw PJ Cox with a pretty good save. Looked like it got snap loose on him there, but quick on that wheel to get it all straightened back out. Yeah, these drivers, they cannot wait for that lap 40 mark here before they hit those pit stops.
Yeah.
He nearly lost some liquid, I think.
I love the wheels on PJ's car. 51 just hit the wall. But his wheels are like chrome blue. I love that. That's kind of like a Greg Klein thing. That chrome and the blue.
Blue chrome.
Yeah.
These guys are starting to feel it. I think the reason we're starting to see some guys scrape that right side more and more is they're starting to develop a push condition.
Mm-hmm.
And, they may have to change their line up a little bit to put some wear on different tires, maybe try to
Yeah.
do a
And,
little something.
and the the lifting zone, you're gonna have to back it up a little bit.
Yep.
Because this is where it gets kind of nutty as these tires wear out, and it's happening to everybody. But who can manage it the most? Joe Hoggard right now is really doing a great job.
Yeah, that indeed he is, as the 315 of Millet finds himself getting chased down here by the 00 and the 45, having some good action here. 45 looking down low, trying to get around the 00 right now.
I mentioned something else too about 9/11. Soon after that, we were a nation at war, and think about kids that are my son's age. That's all they've ever known is their country's at war. Up until here recently, where it's we're still in a few other places, but it's not televised conflict every day like he grew up seeing. So I mean, I think they don't realize that that's not the norm. But it's their norm, they've grown up seeing their country at conflict.
And kind of back to what he was also saying about saddest places he's ever been. I'm not one for the whole voodoo spiritual side of things, but when you stand on ground like that, man, you just feel something different. You can't explain it. You just feel something different. The only thing there's two places that I've been that I felt it. That's the Arizona Memorial over in Hawaii, and right there at the 9/11 Memorial, and it's just got a different feeling.
Yeah, and if you ever get a chance, go to the Arlington National Cemetery. You're gonna
that too.
feel it there. Oh my goodness, that place is it just hits you right in the gut, So we're Americans, it doesn't like I said before. All kinds of different things have happened to us. We're gonna have to overcome together as one, and not worry about what they're telling us to be mad at, because what all they're telling us is fake, and they are not us. They are the elites. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to the noise. We're the ones that make this country work. The regular class folk, and I'm pretty sure everybody out here watching the race is going to be regular class folk, just working people. So that's just my thought on the whole thing. Nobody has to agree with me. I don't really care.
As we're starting to see those pit stops, Brian Boyd coming on down right at lap 40, pretty much splitting this thing directly into thirds. Kind of like I thought we would see more drivers coming on in right at that point, but they're also, some of them engaged in some battles right now, like the 315, the 45, the 9, and the 1 all tied on up in a little 4-car bout. Ooh, as the 9 machine kicks off the wall not once but twice, like a skipping stone going across a lake, heading on down that back straightaway.
Something else that happened today, 50 years ago today, as a matter of fact. Students at Northwestern State University down in Natchitoches, Louisiana were excited to hear that Jim Croce was going to come play down there. But he died September 20th is what it said. The newspaper article came out on September 11th, but September 20th, 73, Jim Croce died in a plane crash near Natchitoches, Louisiana.
That's
Dad
a
Leroy Brown, you know.
it's an odd historical fact, but I love it. We got a few takers down here, Brown. Shepard's coming in.
Yeah, I got it.
51's coming in.
Getting a whole crowd. Hoggard, Anderson, Welch, Klein, Shepard, Cox, Hammond, Milner all making their way on down onto pit road here. Drew Blaze still staying on out there with Chris Goins, Double O Joe Bennett, Mark Collins, and DW yet to hit their first round of pit stops.
Ginger Parent also saying that the National Fire Academy in Maryland has some incredible tributes as well down there.
I love all the tributes. I wish everybody thought about them every day and thought about how much.
Oh, and Drew Blaze misses his pit box. He slid right on through. He's having to do a big time readjust down there.
And that's really going to hurt him, especially under green flag here. Wow. I will say one other place I did feel that was at the Alamo. Because you walk in there and the first thing the park ranger told me was, hey, take off your hat. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, don't forget, it's still a church. You know,
It's
you don't
hallowed
think about
ground.
The Alamo that way. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
hallowed ground.
So many people died there.
But
yeah, you could feel the same kind of feeling. I know what y'all are
But
talking about.
the deal is they moved the Alamo from the original location, though. So I mean,
They didn't move they
moved some things.
They moved some of the other buildings and stuff. The walls and stuff are gone, but the sanctuary is right where it was.
Okay. Well, I know Ozzy Osbourne really took care of the Alamo and got arrested for it. On the outside walls, of course.
Yeah, not real popular down South Texas.
It wasn't his finest moment or anything.
Huh.
But yeah, the Alamo's cool. It's a really cool place. If you've never been to San Antonio, which is a great city, by the way, check out the Alamo, of course, and all the tacos and cool food. And man, go to Fiesta, right? What about that?
Riverwalk, yeah, go to the Riverwalk.
Well, you go during Fiesta.
Or Christmas when they have all the lights and the
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Decorated barges and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just celebrating America. Tell us about what you got around you, man. I mean, there's all kinds of beautiful places or hallowed ground, so to speak. Like I've never been, Brown. Have you been to like Gettysburg or anything like that? That seems like that would be kind of an amazing place to see.
I did not make it to Gettysburg. I've been to Williamsburg, and that kind of stuff. I've been to, where they had the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Because that's essentially right in my backyard, essentially. And it actually, believe it or not, turns out that the first flag that was carried for the continental area at that point, not the United States, was actually carried by one of my ancestors. So it was actually kind of cool to find that out.
Oh, that's awesome! Like you're a true American then. If that's the case.
I had one of my relatives that fought in the Revolutionary War had his pension taken away by the government.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the government taking away something that they had given you before?
Yeah.
Wow.
And people say, "Oh, that can never happen." It's already happened.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what's happening now, I guess that's how governments do their people, because they rule over their people, and it's really the elite class, and it's gotten even worse. It's the BlackRock, Vanguard, these big pharma. They're the ones trying to ruin your life. Bill Gates, that Bill Gates is an American. Don't worry about that guy. The first thing I would do as president is get rid of his citizenship and ship him somewhere else. That would be my first.
Oh my god.
No, I would. I think if I run for president on that platform.
Jonathan Hammond having an issue and having to jump on down to pit road. Let's see what happened with him. Looks like he was coming out of the pits and then we'll fast forward back again. I thought we might have saw maybe a contact or something, but it looks like he just kind of stayed off down there and stayed on the apron and called it a night, or at least for now. So the Hooters machine.
I'm trying to get a beer out of the fridge, or I'm trying to help my kid with his algebra homework, and I don't understand algebra that well, so he's like,
that's
screw
the
it.
worst. Isn't that the worst? Yeah, I don't know algebra. I don't even know like basic math, and these kids are asking me questions. I'm like, hey, bro, you got the Googler, you know? Just use that and use your, the AI thing they got going on. They can help you. So that could have been what's going on.
I'm good with math. When you start putting letters in it, that's what screwed me up.
Yeah,
there's no letters in math.
When it starts becoming a spelling problem, that's
It's spelling problem.
Does that make sense to y'all? I'd never understood that. Even when I was in school, at the height of my schooling, I didn't. What do you mean? There's an L here? I don't understand. There's no L in the letters, in the numbers.
Solve for X.
Yeah, so dumb.
Well, solving for X is easy, but it's when it's X, Y plus Z and Q equals,
37?
37 W.
Yeah.
What do you mean solve for that?
Yeah, no, thank you, man. I don't.
No, I'm a geometry guy. Give me shapes. I can do shapes.
It's practical stuff you can use. I love geometry.
Yeah, you're like a pool hall guy. Are you a pool shark there, Brown? You know all the geometry, where to hit the pool balls and all that off the wall.
No, I'm terrible at pool. Well, so all right, it's a skill base, not knowledge base.
Okay. Well, there's some geometry involved.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like I know Woo as Albert Anderson took a trip through the infield grass there.
What happened there? He's probably just tired of running around. That's the hardest working man in iRacing. He's always on a race here with us. Seems like, anyway.
He was checking the grip level down there to see if it was any better on worn tires than it is
Maybe.
up on the track.
Maybe so.
Got mud grips. They put mud grips on us. Or the Turf Saver tires they used to put on lawnmowers. That's probably what he's got.
Turf Savers, yeah. Oh man, I did step away for a hot minute, but have we mentioned? I saw that one paint with the "Let's Roll" and the Scott Milner. Have y'all mentioned that paint scheme? I really like that. The number 2 of Scott Milner. It just says "Let's Roll." If you remember that day. And it has some air traffic control stuff on it. But that "Let's Roll" was like a mantra. There was and I can't tell the story correctly, but I think there was an issue on one of the planes, and the guys were going to take care of it. I think, is that the Pennsylvania plane, English?
Yeah,
I think.
that's the one that went.
Yeah, and they were gonna. Passengers looked at each other, came up with a plan, and said, "When do you want to do it?" And let's roll.
Yeah, and that was all. Wasn't it recorded? Was it recorded or did?
The guy was talking to his wife on the phone, and she overheard. That's the last thing she heard her husband say was, all right, let's roll."
Yeah, there you go.
Went to go try to overpower the hijackers.
Yeah. A lot of bravery and stuff like that. So, really cool saying, though. I think a lot of people still use. I use it all the time, and it never really used it before that incident. You got to remember where it came from. That's
right.
That's why we use it.
That's right, 513 Colonel. 78, Brian Boyd up in second spot after starting in 8th. Really showing everybody how it's done. Here, it's 4.5 seconds behind Joe Hogger, but great run by Brian out there tonight. Lahoma says that for 8 moms watching 2 kiddos, Boo says, "Chomp 'em, Gator Man." 4 for Brian Boyd out there. Gator Man.
Why is he Gator Man? Did we ever talk about this?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the kids call him.
Oh, it's right in. Speaking of Gator Man, the 00 and Joe Bennett, even though he's not necessarily a Florida Gator fan. He's a Dogs man. He's big fan of the Georgia Bulldogs. Got a little loose there right in front of the 99 Albert Anderson as they were having a little battle.
Mm.
We're quickly approaching halfway here in about 2 more laps.
Sweet. Yeah, Florida's kind of strange. I don't know who goes for who. You know, like you're in the Panhandle. What is that? Florida State. In the middle, you're Florida. In the north, near Jacksonville, you're Georgia.
And down south.
Well, that seems like a big social fest down there. I don't think anybody really cares about the hurricane.
They don't really care about the sports. I don't think.
No, they just want to show up and bedazzle themselves at the game. Hopefully win. Yeah. Do all kinds of hardcore things and, just dress for the occasion, kind of like South Beach.
Yeah, wear a white undershirt, tank top undershirt.
Yeah. Some gold chains,
Bermuda shorts.
Yeah, could be. And like Scarface stuff. I mean,
yeah, every time you see the flamingos, you can say, "Look, Manny, look at the pelican.
Look at the pelican."
Pelican.
Yeah. Oh man, such a great movie. Al Pacino's finest work. Wait, the one where he's blind, that was pretty good too. What was that one?
Sin of a Woman. Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, that was. He was good in that.
Serpico is one of your favorites, I think.
Oh yeah, Serpico that's where he got his stuff.
Godfather, man, come on, that's probably the greatest.
Yeah, great. It's a great movie.
Godfather, man. Godfather 2.
Yeah, no, I forget about those. I mean, he really was good.
Yeah, he was
good actor.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on that. It doesn't really matter. We're kind of spread out, Brown. That's kind of how sometimes, if nobody's ever watched us, we get kind of silly when we're just rolling along.
Yeah, and it from the quick reports that I've been seeing over on the X, can't call it Twitter anymore, it's the X, it's either broken or fractured or something going on with Roger's foot, out for the game.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Fractured, dude. He might be out for weeks.
Do you think it was Danica Patrick that maybe just ruined his career, or was it something else?
Oh, as the 9 gets all up close and personal to that outside wall behind the 99 of Anderson there. It's one of those things, sorry to break away from your point there. We'll lazy Susan back around to it at some point. But once when you're in a little pack like these guys are right now, especially with old tires, as the 99 Anderson gets a little loose and they're coming back up to attack him now, separating them 3 wide right down the chute. The one machine not taking no prisoners there. But the dirty air coming off of these cars is just going to keep sending you out to the wall as well.
Takes all the grip off your front wheels that you use to steer, if y'all didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I didn't. That's why I'm in the booth here. I'm terrible at a track. Like it's very difficult to save tires because you think, man, I can get this guy in front of me, and then you just break it down, and next thing you know, you're doing what you just said there, English, and just tearing up the wheels and the tires, and you're done for. You're cooked, is what I like to say.
Daniel Poachline reminding us 78 of Boyd is the Gator Man. Ginger Parent says the Shepherd Racing motto is racing what heroes do on their day off. That came to be when, I guess when Dana Shepherd was home on leave from his military tour overseas. Our father had a car ready and waiting for him to go relax.
Oh, that's cool.
Gotta do something to unwind. You can't just sit and stew about stuff.
No, there's so much in life that's
mind.
And let me tell you, and we talk about America and everything. That's what our focus is. But like, life isn't fair, man. Like it's not. And I'm tired of the fair police coming out and, well, we didn't get this or I didn't get that or you know what? It doesn't matter. Life ain't fair. Pull those bootstraps up. Go to work. Take care of your family. The American dream is still possible, even though they're putting more hurdles in every day, and hopefully that changes. But man, just do your part. Take care of your family. That's all you got to do. Don't listen to all that noise out there on that. We used to call it the tube. Do they still call it that? You know, like the TV was the tube TV. You remember those?
Yeah.
Brown, I bet you don't remember the tube TV, or do you?
It was, I know of the tube TV. Let's put it that
Hey,
way.
you know what that concept is.
I know what that
But
concept is.
Your dad never hit you in the back of the head and told you to go turn the channel, right?
No, that
Run
was...
up to the TV and turn it.
Whenever we were at, like, my grandparents' house, I had to do that, but... You know, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. That's a great part of growing up. I have fond memories of it. I'm sure do you, English? Like getting hit with a newspaper, like a rolled up newspaper? Go turn the channel.
Oh, contact between the 51 and the 44.
Oh.
And that's going to bring out the yellow flag here just a little bit after that midway point. This is going to cause strategy concerns and a whole bunch of other stuff.
51 immediately came out and apologized.
Yeah, 51 hit the wall, then got loose, and just dropped down right in front of Dana Shepherd. Nope.
Watching him, he was very close to the wall. I don't think he actually hit the wall. I think he was just loose from coming off the banking up there and just kept just kept drifting down the track right in front of the 44 Shepherd.
Yeah, I think you're right. It could have been the air. He was close enough, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Back end started to come around on him, I think. He was trying to desperately to save it, but it's like it was happening in slow motion there.
And so,
well, we have. I'm sorry, Brown, but when we have a second, check out Derek Welch's car. That's a beautiful paint scheme. I hate to give it to Derek for doing anything cool, but beautiful colors. The hood of the car. Joe Hoggard, same thing. Fire department in New York, never forget. Man, awesome stuff happening out there on those paint schemes. Sorry, Brown, I just wanted to say that.
it's all good. I was just going to say, a person who did not want to see this caution come on out was that 64 of Hoggard, who had opened up such a big lead. He was, 5 seconds up on Brian Boyd there on second place, and then even from there on back, it was 6 or 7 to the next car. So there was a pretty big gap all forming on up, and everybody's getting all regrouped back on up here once again. Millett, Anderson, Collins, Shepherd, and Klein making their way down into the pits.
Jay Cox barely missing that wreck back there. That was incredible how close he came to hitting Shepherd.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Is that the first? That's the first one, right?
That is the first one.
Bad.
That's pretty impressive, man. A track like this, how hot it is. I mean, on the track, it's still 127, so the temperature on the track has increased, making it even more slick out there. The sun's beating down on the track. 3 total sets of tires. These guys, for a championship at a tough track like this, are doing a great job.
Already passed halfway here, too, so we're on the downhill portion of tonight's racing action. But yeah, to answer your question there about the TV, I still remember the sound it made when it came on and when it turned off. We had an old 25-inch console TV, the big wooden cabinet-looking thing.
Yeah, I got one in my shop.
My dad would yell the channel number, and me and my brother would race to the TV.
He made it into a game. He didn't have to hit you. Yeah, we'd sit on the floor because kids weren't allowed on the couch back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're over there smoking their cigarettes on the couch.
Yeah.
Y'all sat on the floor. We're going to watch this program there. And, oh, wait, the news is coming on. You get the TV guide or the paper and just hit you in the head. Turn the channel. And then if you don't, you get hit in the head. And they'd be like, Channel 4.
Right.
Dial it up to 4, Such fond memories.
You know what eventually happened to that TV? My dad sold it to a guy in San Antonio that was making aquariums out of them.
Yeah, they do that. I seriously, I have one in my shop, It's got the turntable and everything. It still works. I need to grease up the turntable, but it still works for sure. Yeah, and I was going to do something with it. I just hadn't. I have not. It's kind of a project.
It's a family heirloom.
No, it's not. I picked it up in San Marcos or New Braunfels. I was in New Braunfels and grabbed
You're
it
in New Braunfels?
out of somebody lady's storage shed for like $20, and then I turned it into my like my entertainment center for several years, where I put a real TV on top of it, and it was kind of like decor in my house. I had a '70s vibe,
TV on a TV.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't make any sense, but it was cool. I was going for like a bar theme. I had all kinds of neons from the '70s. I mean, it was all right. It wasn't bad. I have to send you some photos.
Photographs.
Yeah, photographs.
There's an invention.
Ginger says, "How about the tinfoil to make the TV clear?" Yeah, on the rabbit ears on the antenna. Hold that antenna. We can get channel the VHF or whatever 25 or whatever channel it was. Hold it.
And then when you let go of it, the channel
would go.
Yeah. It's like, put your hand back on it.
Here we go, Brown.
That indeed is. Here we go back to the green flag, and just look at all those cars with the old tires trying to get the grip as the new cars come up, or new tire cars come on up through the field. 3 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide here once again. Everybody's slipping and sliding out here.
Kevin Daly got spun around, went back up the track. That'll bring out the yellow.
You saw, I mean, obviously you were describing it, Brown. Everybody was crazy loose there.
Yeah, we only had about 5 takers take new tires, as the 53 just really nowhere to go as everything was getting all jumbled back up. Let's go ahead and watch this green flag once again, and man, you could just tell like everybody was having a problem putting the power down here.
Yeah, that's nuts. I wasn't ready for that. I guess we were just kind of talking about other stuff, but that was interesting how that went down. Now, hopefully they realize what happened here and they don't repeat this on the next restart.
I got a feeling they probably won't. And Ginger Perrin asking who greased the track. It looked like Bambi was out there on ice. I mean, you are not kidding there, Ginger. That was woo. Oil slick and clean up aisle number 5. As Drew Blaze, PJ Cox, and looks like Zach Millett coming on back down and in. Mark Collins, Chris Klein doing the same thing. Joe Hoggard electing to stay on out. Double O Joe as well as Tommy Welsh, Brian Boyd, and DW. So we'll have to see. But I think just gonna have to watch that go-go pedal.
Yeah. Everybody out there watching, I think, realized that was a problem right there. Looks like Ginger was sick. Who greased the track? Looks like Bambi on ice. I agree with that. Daniel Pochlog says, come on, that was a dangerous restart. Which it really was. That was kind of nutty. Double O Joe going up the middle. Like he was bowling, trying to just go right through him. Hope we don't have that here.
Different tire strategies, that's what it'll get you. It'll get a mismatch.
Yeah.
All over the track.
No mismatch. Nobody wants that.
And when you're running up through the gears, I mean, that's when it's going to matter the most. And getting into the turns there. 41
Brown,
Chris Owens come back down. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just going to say, Brown, you're I know you're a Patriots guy up there in New England, right?
Yeah,
aren't you?
I'll throw it on if I got nothing going on.
Okay, but did you see Tom Brady running around the stadium like a madman?
Yeah, well,
I thought they wanted to put him in there, just let him play again.
They probably could have used him. I mean, Mac Jones didn't play too bad, but it was a little rough start to the game. It was kind of rainy. So the ball was slipping and sliding all over the place. Even got, Ezekiel Elliott. I know Mr. English, that's
Cowboys.
one of your wife's team's former players.
Yeah.
Was
Has he still got that nose ring, or did
Yeah,
Bill
yeah,
Belichick
no, he's got
make
it.
him take it out?
Oh no, he's got it.
Well, that was like his
I'd be
signature
afraid
look.
to get hung on something, you know?
Yeah,
what
it scares me. I would never have
Every
something like
time I
that.
go to work, I take my wedding ring off so I don't get it hung on something, and get the
Yeah.
leg ripped off or something.
Don't
You
want
gotta
that.
worry about the nose things. If that gets hung up on something, I mean,
Yeah, you're dead. I mean, well, you're bleeding
face,
and you're gonna have a
face
hole.
might come off.
What was so funny there, Brown? What happened?
Ginger parents comment.
What did she say here?
Oh, I gotta go back and see.
Go ahead, English. What did she say?
Tom Brady is is to her what Bill Gates is to you, I guess.
Oh man, you must have some
Mortal
real-
enemy.
real hate in your heart then for Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady, I mean, you can love him or hate him. He's definitely not trying to make you eat grasshoppers, and telling you what to do and buying up all the farmland. Although he probably would if he had enough money to do such. Oh, that's a good one, though. I like it. Man. Yeah, that's what they want y'all to do here. I know our soldiers and everybody, they didn't sacrifice for us to eat grasshoppers, to be forced to eat grasshoppers as peasants by Bill Gates. So remember that when you go to the store.
It's good protein.
Yeah, see, you've already been brainwashed by NPR.
Well, no, I've been brainwashed by being a kid playing out in the yard for 14 hours a day during the summer.
Getting bored?
Yeah.
Just eating one?
Yeah, we ate dirt, drank from the hose. Oh, jeez, as the pace car comes flying off the racetrack. Goodness gracious. As we get ready to head on back to the green flag, and still some slipping and sliding, but a much better restart that time as the 64 able to put the power down. Looked like the 9 of Tommy Welsh having an issue there, trying to get the power to the rear wheels, sliding that back end to and fro. He's side by side with the 78 of Brian Boyd as we get the field all back up and running here once again. Oh, the 50... Or is that the 2? No, that was at 53 of Kevin Delia, who's currently a lap down, and I believe he is in that lucky dog spot. He's trying to get out away from the 41 of Chris Gones, who's trying to battle him for that position. These guys are going to be going back and forth a little bit. Same thing as the 79 and the 66 trade some spots here, going side by side. Meanwhile, up in the middle of the field, the 44 Dana Shepard slipping backwards through the field just a little bit here. Again, on some of those. Well, no, he might be on some of those older tires. I don't know if he took 2 tires or just fuel back there on lap 72, but he had like a 9-second stop, so we'll have to wait and see what his current pit stop situation is going to be as Scott Milner tries to make a pass up underneath him here.
Taking no prisoners out there, fellas, in this final race of the NTRL Cup Series season.
That's the best way, I think, is to just kind of fight it out. Looks like Thomas Welch hit the wall. Nicked the wall. That could be a problem in these Harbor Freight machines. You just never know. Ooh, he hit it again. If you're hitting a wall, that could cause some internal damage that you just can't see.
Yeah, that push coming out of turn number 4. Man, we haven't raced here in forever that you always forget about it. But man, especially when the track's this hot and these tires are this old, man, coming out of turn number 4, that wall sees a lot of contact.
Although Derek Welch is not eligible for the championship here, he did one heck of a job out there on the track making up some positions here.
Yeah, I just love the paint scheme and I love the colors, that the blue and the gold and the red and the white. Seems kind of like America to me.
Ginger Parent says, as somebody that lives in New England, she's tired of hearing about Brady. Daniel Poachlock says, as being somebody in Utah, gets sick of hearing about Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I heard some crazy stuff about Zach Wilson and his mom's friends, and That was some kind of rumor going around. If you're not into sports, you may not know that, but
I don't know who Zach Wilson is.
well, he's the other quarterback. I think the one that went in for Hobbly leg over there, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had something go down. His mom's friends, and they had some kind of thing going, and it might have been un-Mormon like or something. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, 79 also getting a little loose there. Jarrett Woodard, as the 315 was trying to make a pass around him. Both drivers getting a pretty good run on the 51 of Chris Klein right now. So we're definitely starting to see some slipping and sliding, especially with this tire situation. What's the track temperature like out there, Turner?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's 123. It's gone down 3 total degrees. Super hot still.
As Brian Boyd makes his way on down into pit road. Had enough of the old stuff and ready to put on a new set of rubber here for the final home stretch of this championship race here tonight at Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm watching Zach Millett. He's in 8th. He's just plugging along, I guess. I don't know if he's going to make a move or he's got a plan. He's there in 8th. Really good driver.
And right behind him, seeing that great battle between the 51, 79, 44 and the 05. 44 losing a spot there to the 05 of PJ Cox. Meanwhile, the 45, Mark Collins, has a tough task in front of him here. He's trying to chase down that 64 Joe Hoggard, who's been absolutely on rails here this evening, trying to run away from the pack here once again as the 1 of DW. And like you said, he's starting to fight his way on through. He gets around the 9 of Tommy Welch.
Who's coming down there? Let me see.
Tommy Welch.
There you go.
Making
There we go. My SDK was kind of having issues. Hoggard's talking about pitting this time around, so we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be kind of interesting with how these cautions were playing, or those cautions. I forgot there was 2 cautions there, not just one. How strategy was changing on up, and looks like the 64 and as well as 78 of Brian Boyd trying to stick to a strategy that they already had in mind. So that'll answer your question there, 513 Colonel. It was instead of coming down into the pits during the cautions, they have done it now here on the green flag. Double O Joe, next one to come on down.
Ooh, Yahtzee. They're going to lose a lot of track position pitting under green.
Man.
Yeah, they are, but they'll gain it back. I mean, I think it'll even itself out, right, Brown, at some point. We're already kind of single file anyway.
We are kind of single filing out a little bit here, seeing a good battle between the 2 and the 51 still. But yeah, it's just going to be one of those too hard to tell right now. People have been gambling with strategies like Paul Ferdiani is over there at the table. Hopefully he's cracked inside that top 15 already and got his money secured. But we've got a whole bunch of racing left, and it's definitely starting to come on down to the wire as we step aside here for a quick break for one fantastic final word from our great sponsors here tonight, and we'll return with the final, call it 30-ish, 25 laps of this race here tonight at Hotlanta. This is the NTRL Championship Race. And welcome back to the action here tonight from Atlanta in this NTRL championship race, where current leader Mark Collins, can he make it to the end, or will he have to pit one more time? Because currently he does have the separation needed to pick up the championship win here tonight, sitting up there on that first spot. Will Zach Millett possibly play spoiler here as well? Not inside of this chase anymore, but still running, trying to pick up the win here tonight. He's trying to get up to that back bumper of the 45. Joe Hoggard with an interesting strategy call not to come on down into the pits during that yellow, trying to hunt his way back up through this field. Will he catch up to the field via whether it's fuel strategy or whether he's just going to find some extra pace out there? Well, we're just going to have to wait and find on out in the final 22 laps here tonight.
Coming on down to it, boys. Season all resting on this final 20 or so laps. That's been on one heck of a show all season, NTRL. Numb Thumbs Racing League. If you're looking for a place to race, you watch a lot of iRacing, you know, you're thinking about getting involved in it, check out Numb Thumbs Gaming Community and the Numb Thumbs Racing League.
100%. And we talk about Derek Welch and give him a hard time about it getting run over by forklifts and stuff, which he does. I mean, that's kind of his thing. But running a league, but running a league like an iRacing league, it's not easy. And he does a really good job, makes a fair product out there, and people love him. It's like, you know, he's the leader of this ship, and it's like the Titanic, and they're going to go down with him because they love the captain so much.
They're not going down.
I know, but I was just making some, you know, fun commentary.
Analogy.
No, I thought it was fair because they're always coming back. This is a really good setup, is what my whole point is. I wasn't trying to say they're going to sink like the Titan submersible that tried to find it, Titanic. Yeah. No, join them up. You're right. This is a cool. Derek does a great job. A lot of these guys put in a lot of hard work here. Yeah. And we have enjoyed being a part of the family, I think.
Yeah. Numb Thumbs is one big old family over there. I mean, those that have been a part of it, they understand. They know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tommy Welch working on Zach Millett here. And that is not for position. Tommy Welch one lap down, but still fun to watch a little side-by-side action there.
Brown, do you think by the end of this race we're going to actually know who the winner of the playoffs are? Or are we going to have to do some like calculations, or how's this going to work?
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Let's put it this way. If the race was to go how it was going with Hoggard out in front, if Hoggard had picked up the win, I would say, well, it's pretty plain and simple. He picks up the championship. But things definitely out there are changing.
And Mark Collins, how many points ahead?
He is, I believe, 3 points.
Behind?
3 points behind.
So if the race were to end right now, it'd be Mark Collins.
Ooh. Up 9? Yeah, maybe. I think. Yeah, I'm not good at math.
And look, Drew Blaze being up there too, that kind of throws another wrench into the thing.
Yeah, see, that's where the calculations and stuff are out of our hands.
That's where you got to solve for X.
Yeah, we don't have that here. No, none of us. Brown usually is like the catch-all. He can do a little bit of everything, but I don't even think he can solve one where you have to get that deep into the numbers.
Well, it's so if Mark Collins finishes in first and Hoggard finishes right now where he is in eighth, then Collins would win. But here comes Drew Blaze on around, and Blaze would need a couple extra spots as well as some cushion, as he was 5 points back. So he has to make up essentially 3 positions. Otherwise, it would be a tie with Mark Collins here.
My head hurts.
That reminds me of when, like, on The Jerk, when Steve Martin was talking about all the trinkets you could win. I don't know. Most people probably haven't seen that movie. But he's talking about you could come win all this junk.
Oh, it's
you
a
know?
9 and Tommy Welsh is going around. We've got ourselves a yellow.
Oh man, Mark Collins involved in the 45.
Took out Mark Collins too.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Well,
Ooh, we
changes it all.
might see some anger from this one here, Turner.
Oh
there's
no.
championship implications there, boys.
And it was
wonder- I
going
didn't-
3 wide with the 1 and the 45 and the 9. And the 9, just sliding up out of the corner and getting himself turned around on the 1 machine there. And he slides right on up and slams into the 45 as both drivers hit the outside wall.
He pit maneuvered himself right in front of Derek Welch, takes out the 45. Oh my goodness. That's something you don't normally see. Well, I think we know who to blame. It's very quiet with the ones involved. So I think people are angry.
And with the hashtag no lift depends diaper cam. I apologize. He did lift. He did slow down a little bit, but Brian Boyd sent it on through the smoke. At first glance, it still looked like he was going about Mach 10, but he'd slowed it down to at least Mach 1.
I might have overcooked it a little.
But yeah, definitely big championship implications there. Thankfully, I think most of those drivers able to at least have their fast repair, so they'll be able to get anything broken all fixed on up. And this is really just going to change the whole dynamic of this race.
Yeah, it got a little crazy there. Now we're going to have we'll probably have, 10 to go, 11 to go?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's going to be a free-for-all. Maybe somebody get punched in the face. What do you think?
Well, for sure, these guys, if Num Thumb's rules have carried over, they're going to have 3 fast repairs. They're going to have 3 green-white checker opportunities here too.
Right.
So you got to keep that in the back of your mind when you're calculating your fuel. Oh man, do I have enough gas? Because this thing could get ugly here at the end, and by ugly I mean really freaking exciting watching people
Right.
crash each other for a win at the end.
But another thing, English and Brown, both of you, I don't think anybody's been able to bank a set of tires. There's no way. So all the tires are going to be worn out. So we're going to be equal on,
Crappy, yeah.
cruddy tires, right? So
Hogger tried earlier, but I don't think he made it real far on that set he was on. I think he came in and swapped him.
okay, so yeah,
What-
I mean it's just going to be fuel, right?
Yeah, well, would they have 3 total sets?
3
Yeah.
total,
Yeah.
for 125 laps.
Oof.
That's nuts.
Painful.
That's
Painful, isn't it?
golly.
Could have thrown in a bonus set there, Derek. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Making
right.
it even tougher for these guys.
Killing these guys. He enjoys your suffering.
Did he get himself an EOL? He seems like he's drifting to the back. I didn't see that as his issue there.
I think he's just staying out of the way so he doesn't get hit under caution.
Okay, well maybe so.
I mean, I've done the same. Either that or he's damaged and he's just trying to make it around. No, he's saving fuel. I bet he was saving fuel down there. The one might be close on gas.
I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing.
He might be doing admin stuff too, man. He's a busy dude.
Well, it's hard to do admin stuff when you only have, a certain amount of limbs available for work. That's your joke. I just keep taking it to another level. Sorry. We love us some Derek Welch.
Give the man a little bit of leeway, a little bit of relief. But
We love
take it.
Derek. I mean, he can take it. He'll message us afterwards to be like, "Oh, that was real funny," You clowns.
Great job, asshole.
Yeah. But that's kind of the back and forth. We don't mean any harm by it. I don't want him to actually be hurt. I want him to be healed. What's happening here with the 79 getting in front of the 9?
I don't know.
Well, Well, they like kind of nicked each other there as they're just trying to get in position for the
Gotta be
restart.
careful under caution right there. You can't be
Yeah,
pushing other cars under.
these cars are delicate.
They are. Did you see something in practice where the guys were hitting each other and you saw back wheels flying off?
Yeah, the damage model's
That's all
nuts. We
kinds of
might
crazy.
see that here, Brown, as we go back to it.
And that indeed, pace car is off the 315, putting the power down, but he gets the squiggles as well as the 66 makes a move around the outside, trying to get the run and steal that position away. The 66 of Drew Blaze trying to hunt down his chance at a championship victory here tonight. But here comes that 64 Joe Hoggard, who's been looking so strong all race long, starting to shuffle his way back up through this field. He's kind of caught up with the 05 of PJ Cox in that battle for third right now. Right behind them, you got the 99 of Anderson and the 51, as well as the 44 having some good fights, almost getting the door shut on his nose there. The 05 slides up the racetrack just a little bit there as Drew Blaze moves on down to the bottom side of this racetrack with 8 laps left to go. The 315 far on that outside lane snags the outside wall. Oh, he's going to be slow up there. Traffic is going to have to do some avoidance maneuvers here.
Welch hit Welch. The one hit the 9 and turned him a little bit, but they kept going. Somehow the number 9 held it. I wonder if that was retaliation, hatred out there in the Welch.
I doubt that.
They're not family that I know
They're not
of.
related.
Well, not that we know of.
Robert
But they're
Anderson
chugging
getting
along.
up into that outside wall just a little bit, and that 99 Office Depot machine.
Yeah.
51 also up into the wall a little bit.
And 315 still kind of stuck up there as he's got traffic trying to squeeze by him on the bottom side. Right now, though, the 66 of Drew Blaze, he's getting what he has to do done here, taking control of this lead with 6 laps to go, but he needs some help from some drivers here to get that 64 off his back bumper. He needs them to slide back at least 5 or more spots to have a shot at the championship. Here tonight is behind him. Oh, double O Joe Bennett with a late dodge and bob back there trying to pick up a few spots.
I'm still concerned about this Welch on Welch violence back here in the back. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'll pay attention to that while y'all watch the rest of this race here.
As the 64 of Joe Hoggard gave a little love tap to the back bumper there of the 44. Dana Shepard trying to chase down that 66 of Drew Blaze. Dana trying to pick up a win here in the final race of the season.
All these guys really tied up front, making some great racing action up here in the top 3.
We got 5 to go, roughly. What is it? 5 to go, somewhere in there. Let's make it happen. Let's see some. Somebody's got to have some hate in their heart to try to win this thing.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Dana Shepard trying to look down underneath the 66 of Drew Blaze. Not quite enough to get that nose up underneath him there in turns 1 and 2, picking up the speed down the back stretch, down into turns 3 and 4, all over that back bumper of Blaze. 3 laps left to go as they come back down across that checkered line. Still a few fights left to be had and being all left out there on the racetrack here tonight. The 44 is able to squeeze himself up underneath that 66 machine. So the 44 of Shepard takes the lead here tonight as here comes the 05 trying to look underneath the 315. He's also trying to get around that 64 of Joe Hoggard. Still currently how the points stand. Hoggard stays where he's at. He will win the championship, but he's also trying to hold on to third place here in this race with the 315 hounding on his back bumper here with 2 laps left to go.
Shepherd Nation is out there celebrating right now that Dana's up in first place. So all y'all that are out there supporting him, here you go. Here's what it's all about here. Dana Shepard leading this race, the championship race out here after starting way back at 15th place.
As he comes back down across the line, the white flag waves, so no bonus time here tonight. We're getting this one done in regulations with about a 3/4 second lead over Drew Blaze, the 44 machine, trying to just keep it clean down the backstretch, and one set of corners remain as Zach Millett does try to fight side by side with the 64 of Joe Hoggard. Meanwhile, the 44 Shepard comes out of 4, nice and clean. He's going to come across the line and pick up the race win here tonight in the final race of the season. A valiant effort there from Drew Blaze and Zach Millett, as well as, the 64 just absolutely runs and trumbles and finds himself missing a few bits and pieces after he crosses the line.
His paint scheme's ruined there.
What a great finish to a great season here at NTRL. The Cup Series here.
Are they doing this in this platform anymore? The next gen, or they're changing?
I'm
correct?
not sure if they are or not. They may be going
Not either.
to Xfinity's next season or something. I can't
I don't know. I can't remember what's happening. Depends on the day of the week. All I know is what an ending here. Dana Shepard, great win. Drew Blaze, Zach Millett, Joe Hoggard, Scott Milner. What a top 5 you have here tonight.
And you are definitely not kidding. And to answer your question there, Tristan Cotton, I don't know.
Yeah, we're working on a champion.
I believe it's the 64 of Joe Hoggard. However, I don't know how they're doing the points for this final race and all that. So I don't know if it was whoever won the race. I don't know how any of that was going on. So we'll just have to wait from our fearless leader here to tell us exactly that, which he is jumped up to the podium. I don't know if he's ready to declare it yet. Let me send him a message.
We'll send communications to Derek Welch. Hopefully his people can reach your people, and we'll get it all figured out. But Dana Shepard is the winner tonight. On my screen, English, he's driving that Mission 22 machine. Is that correct?
I've got him driving a Purple Heart combat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mission 22 on the tail, on the back end of it.
All right.
Beautiful, and what an awesome cause that is. And we talked about that last night. If y'all were with us, the suicide prevention stuff.
Yep, that was a fantastic race. As we pull up the almighty leader here, the Mr. Derek Welch, driving the one machine here tonight, having a little bit of a rough go, but even more importantly here, Derek, I think you got some important news for us here tonight.
Yeah, I was just cruising around at night, and then I'll be cruising around. My teammate that's in the lead about to win the championship. I'm like, what? How'd this happen? Thomas Welch. I don't know what I don't know. He went below me, and I tried to let up. I didn't want to rate Mark, going 3 wide with Mark. He's in the lead. Well, he's about to win the championship, and Thomas ran up on me and wrecked our teammates. So our team's not doing very hot right now. But anyway, wow, what a season! And talking about a wild card winning a championship this season. That's why I put the playoff format like this, so anybody not guys like Zach Millett, Drew Blaze, Joe Hoggard, them guys are fast. They probably deserve the championship, but that's what keeps guys interested and knowing they might have a chance to win the championship. And our champion is Dana Shepard.
Wow.
He hasn't won a race all season, and when it counted, he won it. And congrats to Dana. Drew Blaze is going to come in a close second. Joe Hoggard is going to come in third. So those are our podium champion, Dana Shepard. Congrats, man. That was a wild card right there. And our playoffs here at NTRL, it worked.
I guess so. Indeed, it did. And man, it was a fantastic season and a fantastic way to finish it off here. And originally we came in here questioning like, Old Atlanta. Why are we racing Old Atlanta? Well, it just goes to show it was definitely, excuse me as I'm choking on myself here. It was definitely a driver's track out there here tonight, and it was showing who was the best of the best, but it was competitive all throughout.
Yeah, it was a great season, and wow, I'm amazed. The guy he's been up there all finished and consistent all season, and that's what it takes. And he fought to the very end and stayed consistent and was there to win it. And I'm amazed. We might be going to a two playoff championship next season. Just so guys that do have bad races can kind of redeem themselves. But wow, congrats, Dana, and thanks for the broadcast, guys.
Awesome, and thank you, Derek, for the wonderful information. As we go ahead and get some of these driver reviews up, started, and underway. Getting us started here tonight. Normally we're talking to him when he's on that top step of the podium, but just sneaking his way on back up onto the podium on that last lap. It's Zach the Hack Millett coming home here tonight in third place. And Zach, I know it looked like you had to serve a penalty and fight your way up through the field, which you did, but then it looked like the old tire situation was starting to bite you in the butt.
Yeah, it was crazy, man, trying to keep the tires underneath this thing. Anything over 20 laps, you're kind of just hanging on to it at that point. But we had the race pretty much won there at the end of that fuel run. That before that last caution came out, Drew and I, he was going to get the championship and I was going to get the win. It was perfect. And it's just not meant to be, man. But big congrats, man, to Dana Shepard. That's a huge win and championship for him. You can't beat that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy for sure. His fans are out there definitely cheering for him and happy for him as well. But, man, talk about the choice for the final race here. It was kind of let's do something that's extremely difficult to on tires. It's going to shred your tires. Oh, and we're only going to give you 3 sets. Oh, and you're going to have to deal with, traffic and an old version of a track that most guys haven't run in a couple of years. We thought it was secret genius, to kind of have it here. What was your opinion of it?
Oh yeah, man! All that mayhem you just mentioned is absolute music to my ears. Anytime you got to drive these cars, and then not only drive it, but then oh crap, I'm 5 laps short on fuel. Then you got to do the strategy. Then you got to, while racing close to everybody on track. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And I mean, I love races like this in the playoffs instead of like the super speedway stuff. This really makes you drive it and earn it. I like it.
Yeah, and you drove it tonight. It was a tough race. I don't know how y'all got through it, but I know you had your Twitch channel out there, I hope. And who'd you like to give some shout-outs to for this beautiful race you ran here in Atlanta?
Oh, man, I'm totally unprepared because I didn't see this happening tonight. But I got to thank you guys on AAA Broadcasting for the broadcast, as always, the NTRL. It was a great season. It was a lot of fun. We're going to be starting the truck series up tomorrow already, which is insane. So looking forward to that. I got to thank Track Bar Media, HBRshops.com, Castle Products, Martin Sports, and shoot me a follow over on the Twitch world at That Is 4 Guy.
Awesome, man. Well, great job here this season and a great job here tonight for that 315 machine. Zach Millett coming home in third place here tonight, man. Congratulations. Good luck coming up there in the trucks, and we can't wait to see you guys back out here on the track in the future there, buddy.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
With that, we will take a step up the podium and talk to tonight's second place finisher and oh so close to the glory. The 66 Drew Blaze did almost everything that he could do to pick up the race win and championship here tonight, man. Congratulations on the second place finish. But, man, that was one heck of a run you had to have in that 66 tonight.
Yeah, we gave it all we had, and we made a mistake early and slid to our box on the first pit stop and battled back and thought we had the strategy down and just didn't follow our way there. We had the caution and I knew somebody was going to come from the back that had saved tires, so I was just trying all I could there at the end, and fell a little bit short, but I think we still have somebody proud of here, second place, and being consistent and finishing races, and not getting wrecked out of very many. So not too much to hang our heads about.
So you just hit the nail on the head. I was going to address that too. The consistency this season has just been nuts, dude. You've been on point and finishing up near the front and taking care of that forward because that's the thing. You have to finish races if you're going to make decent points, and you've consistently, maybe not winning every race, but finishing up near the front and taking care of your car. And you got to be in it to win it, as they say. And if you're getting involved in all this craziness and these wrecks and stuff, or doing something foolish and trashing your own car up, you can't be up there and scoring those points. So good on you this season of staying consistent with that 66 machine and having a great finish here.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it, and appreciate all you guys done and all the NTRL guys here at DW and everybody. It's been a blast. And but yeah, I always pride myself in trying to take care of the car and finish races. You won't ever hardly see me put myself in a spot that's that I can potentially get wrecked. I usually just back off and kind of let those guys sort themselves out and then go. It's I could run around here and be fast the whole race and risk wrecking and be on the edge, but consistency at the end of the day is what has gotten me quite a few championships in the past couple of years. So we're still staying with that philosophy, and we're gonna be back here next season.
Yeah, I like that. I like to call that kind of aggressive conservatism. You got to let them hurt themselves, and you just run your race, and that's what you do. Great job, consistent. Way to go here tonight. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, I gotta thank Lone Star Racing, Garza Law Firm, Mike Fahey and Justin Johnson, just all my teammates. PJ out there, he ran a great race until he kind of stepped on it there at the end. But it's just been a great group of guys to hang out with there, and got a lot of good guys around me. I got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, DW and all the admins for putting on the league, and it's been a blast and a lot of fun. I'll definitely be back.
Awesome, man. Well, great job running out there here tonight, picking up the second place finish and the second place here in this championship run. Mr. Drew Blaze of the 66 machine, man. Congratulations. Good luck in your upcoming series, and can't wait to see you back out here on track again there, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
And with that, we move on up to the man of the hour, and a man who I got a feeling is going to be getting a whole bunch of good food headed his way. Tonight's race champion, tonight's series champion, Mr. Dana Shepard in the 44 machine, your hard charger of the night at that, up 14 spots on the evening to pick up this race win, man. Congratulations. This one must feel pretty dang good there, Dana.
Well, I can't even put into words what just happened here. I'm not the guy you pick for the wins. I'm not the guy you pick for a championship. Absolutely. But this just fell into place.
And what do they say in the movie? It's the hero we needed, not the hero we wanted, or something like that. But you were the guy that has all the fans out there pulling for you every single race. And in secret, we're all pulling for you too, dude. We can't play favorites here, but we wanted to see you do well, and just to get the fan base all excited and everything. And love seeing that 44 Camaro out there running so well and picking up the win, and your first win of the season, and it just happened to be the championship race. And I love how the points are set up here to where Dana, you did it, man, and we're so happy for you, and happy for all the support out there. Ginger says you're pretty excited right now to take it easy on you, but we're gonna let you have it, man. This was great. We loved watching you run out there. What was the secret out there here tonight, if there was one, or was it just race hard and stay consistent and avoid the mayhem?
I think it was mostly just in the beginning, I knew I was not the fastest car, and I was just trying to measure where I was at with people. And I could see cars were getting loose, guys were overdriving, and I just wanted to run my line. I didn't worry about what anybody else was doing. I had the one incident where with Klein, he apologized, and I really thought at that point it might be over. And I ran long on those tires to the point where my warnings were coming on, and I just said, it's probably not my race, and it's probably not my season again. But I just once I put those new tires on, I felt like a bullet.
All right. Well, I'm going to go a little above my normal dumb questions. I'm gonna have two questions for you. It's like a twofold thing. Awesome job tonight. First of all, I mean, it was incredible, and all your people out there are loving it. But first question is, did you know you had a chance for a championship if you won the race? That's first, because I didn't have a clue. I don't think we all had a clue watching. So that's your first question. Then who would you like to give some of those shout outs to?
Well, I knew from the beginning, Derek had said it's the winner. There's 10 of us, and if the 10 of us show up, it could be the guy running 10th wins the race and gets the championship. It could be the 5th place. So I knew it was supposed to be the winner. And after I won, we were all a little flabbergasted because, I shocked everybody. And the questions started coming in about, wait, did somebody get more points? And I'm thinking, I don't remember anybody talking about points. And that's when I heard Derek in the background, I think talking to you guys, and said, Dana's your champion. And that's kind of when it hit.
Man, awesome. Who you want to throw those shout outs to?
Well, I got to thank my family here supporting me on this, watching these broadcasts. Ginger's out there pretty much leading the family's way. She's been my real big supporter in racing for years. Even the real deals here at home. They used to have all the fan clubs going for me, and I got Derek, who's just now getting to iRacing with me, and Dan, who's watching. And I got to thank really big time is my wife. She puts up with me jumping in the sim at night after work, and a couple hours I don't get to relax with her a little bit. And honestly, tonight was close. I almost didn't make it because of a work obligation, but and I got to thank DEP. He does these awesome paints. So the one I ran tonight was for veterans. Anyone who was around for 9/11, who deployed like myself. People had to sacrifice. And I thank Derek here at NTRL. I mean, this is a great league. And then you guys. I mean, geez, you're broadcasting. Everybody talks about how well it is, and just the show all around is great. But just thanking all these people for supporting everybody.
And thanks for your service, man. I remember this day very well. In 01, I had just put my third stripe on my arm when all that happened, and it was just a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, well, oddly enough, I was actually at Fort Drum doing a live fire on the Abrams, and we didn't know what happened for a couple hours, and then I got told to leave my ammo in the racks. And that's when I knew stuff was bad, because generally you unload your live ammo, and we did not. And we sat there for probably a good few hours before we knew what was going on. And it was even a couple days before I saw the television.
Yeah, man. But either way, we're so happy for you here tonight as you pick up the race victory and the season championship here as well. Congratulations to the 44 of Mr. Dana Shepard. Bring it on home for Shepard Nation out there, man. Congratulations. Definitely go on out there and go celebrate it. And we can't wait to see you guys back out here in action again there, buddy.
But hey, thank you guys. Yeah, my phone is blowing up. It's sitting here vibrating on my leg. So I'm going to go enjoy this and get ready for next season,
Awesome.
Now we'll let Dana go deal with that phone situation, and it's one of those kind of dream things that we all hope for, that moment where our phone just won't stop buzzing and people saying congratulations and all that. And oh man, what a fantastic! See, I didn't even know it was going to be whoever won it. That if I had known that would have made this race, even though it was already a 10 out of 10 race, that would have made it like a 15 out of 10.
I should have put in the man hours and went and tried to find that out, before we started this thing. But yeah, talking about work obligations, I didn't
Yeah, we have other stuff going on too, but
yeah. But man, what a great finish to the season. A great, I won't even say surprise winner. I mean, Dana went out there and earned it, dude. You know, this is his time to be in the spotlight. He came up 14 spots to take this win. So great job on him. Great paint out there on that Camaro, supporting Mission 22 and Purple Heart Foundation. So glad to see it. And thanks to all the viewers out there that have been supporting them. And you know, this is the payoff right here.
Yeah, and a great tribute to 9/11. Let's get back to those days and let's care about our neighbor and just try to dial it back into being one again. We're all the same. Doesn't matter where you come from. We're Americans. Let's do this together. Democrat, Republican, black, white, I don't care. You're the same. Don't lie to yourself. Don't let them fool you. Great race tonight.
That indeed. Before we do officially finally shut it on down here for the season from the NTRL Cup Series, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here for tonight's race. The 44 Dana Shepard, your race and series champion here tonight from Atlanta, as it looks like the rain's starting to fall, even though there's no rain in the sim quite yet. It looks like one of those kind of summer storms down there in Georgia, but either way, he's picking up the race win and hard charger of the day, up 14 spots here tonight. The 66 of Drew Blaze with a valiant effort there at the end as well, just coming up a little bit short, but finishing in second nonetheless. The 315 of Zach Millett had a pretty good battle up there as well, trying to fight his way back onto a podium after serving an EOL and making it on back up through this field, rounding out that podium. 64 Joe Hoggard, man, looked like he was going to be one of the ones to beat from the get-go. But some cautions and some strategies definitely threw that one out into the wind, and he finds himself coming home in fourth here tonight. The 2 of Scott Milner having a pretty good run as well, finding himself inside that top 5. 41 of Chris Gones. Mentioned him a little bit earlier on, kind of right around the midway through the race as he was picking and bobbing and weaving his way up through the field. He finds himself walking home with a 6th place finish. The 05 PJ Cox with a solid run as well, home in 7th. The 51 of Chris Klein was having a little bit of a issue with that outside wall a couple of times, but he still secures a top 10 finish in 8th. The 99 of Albert Anderson finishes right where he started here tonight in 9th place with a good run. In the 78 of Brian Boyd, another one kind of bit by the caution bug and in between strategy calls there, but he's still able to come on out with a top 10 here this evening.
Yeah, same thing with 00 Joe Bennett, kind of got caught in between there. And the 5th place starter will finish in 11th place. Mark Collins in the 45, we saw it out there. He started in 10th. He was in position to take the championship and win it all. And just an incident between the 9 of Thomas Welch and the 1 of Derek Welch. Just kind of a squeeze play there happened and took Mark out. So he'll finish here in 12th. The last car on the lead lap. And then first car 1 lap down, Kevin Delia in the 53 had a pretty strong car out there tonight as well. 73, Jarrett Woodard, good finish there in 14th place after starting in 13th, 1 lap down there. Derek Welch and Tommy Welch will finish 15th and 16th respectively. Skylar Harrod in the 48 had his troubles out there fighting that tire wear and scraping up against the outside wall. It just eventually became too much for him. He'll finish in 17th. And Jonathan Hammond doing a little grass cutting down on the inside, a little bit of wall contact here tonight. The 13 car will finish in 18th place.
And that is your field here tonight from Atlanta. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time here with us this evening. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live and you don't get to, you don't want to miss any of the great race and action like we had here tonight to skip across your screens without you knowing it. So definitely do that, and be sure, if you enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic racing community that we got going on over here. We thank you guys so very much for all that support. We also want to thank for some great support all season long. The great sponsors here of the NTRL, like Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, and Martin Sports. We thank you guys for your partnership throughout the entire race season here for the NTRL, as they won't be able to put any of what they are able to on without your guys' support. So big time thank you to all of you. So with that concludes tonight's race and this season here for the NTRL. We will be live once again here on Wednesday as the Vigilante Racing League takes on the Lady in Black. We're heading off to Darlington in the trucks for the Wednesday night main event. We look forward to seeing y'all out there when that happens, and until then, it should be pretty good. Enjoy that victory there, Shepherd family, and we look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
Hey.